What's up? Welcome back to the channel. One Makamon here, and we got another Destiny 2 video for you. So what we're going to be covering in this video is the Menagerie. I went through the Menagerie and I went through 5 encounters. So I'm just going to cover how to beat these encounters and what you need to do to progress. So we're going to load into the Menagerie here and go through these encounters. If you don't know what the Menagerie is, it's the new 6-player match-made activity that Destiny that Bungie has added into Destiny 2. And basically what you have to do in the Menagerie is you're going to go through with your fire team, go through encounters, and the more enemies that you defeat, there's going to be a bar. You're going to see a bar on the top left-hand side of the screen, and what you're going to do is want to fill that bar up completely to get to the boss. I went through 5 encounters and we filled it up, and then we got to the last boss. Alright, so we're loaded into the Menagerie now. So this first encounter, what you want to do here is you're going to jump to this metal plate. There's going to be a little thing that you can interact with, this little vase or vase or whatever.
I promised you true power. Here you shall find it. Welcome to my menagerie. I thought I'd introduce you to my vex.
Alright, so that's going to kick off the encounter. And so basically what happens here is there's just going to be a bunch of enemies that spawn in. You just need to defeat the enemies. And you're going to see once you defeat a certain amount, they are going to be spawning some Minotaurs. These Minotaurs here, they are the lamp lighter Minotaurs. So this encounter is called the lamp lighting. So basically what you have to do is kill these Minotaurs, these lamp lighter Minotaurs, as I missed my grenade. They're going to drop these orbs that are going to ignite the 6 lamps that are in this room. So basically what you need to do is just pick up those orbs that they drop, run to the lamps in the middle of the encounter, and then you're just going to slam them into the lamps and they will light. So rinse and repeat. You have to kill 3 Minotaurs because each Minotaur is going to drop 2 orbs to ignite the lamps. So you kill 3 Minotaurs, take out all these enemies, and you will be able to progress to the next encounter.
Were unworthy of my menagerie. Press on!
Alright, so that's going to do it. We got the 6 lamps ignited for this encounter, and it's going to let us move on to the next encounter. Alright, so we made it to the next encounter. It's called the Hunted. We'll see what Callus has to say.
The Hive are governed by power. Show them you have the right to rule.
Alright, so for in this encounter, basically there's going to be these hallways that you're going to have to go through, and there's going to be plates at the end of these hallways. What you need to do is you're going to have to stand on these plates and capture them. I recommend probably splitting the team up into teams of 3 and running around these dark hallways and capturing these plates. I believe it's just a square hallway with a plate at each end, and you just need to capture these. And keep in mind when you do capture a knight that's going to spawn in, and also while you're capturing these plates, there's enemies coming at you from each side. So we'll jump over to this next plate. We're going to capture this next plate, And on this plate, when we're done with this plate, we get a knight that spawns in. I think these were the last 2 plates that we needed to capture. Alright, and then once that's done, when you get these plates and kill this knight, Kaz is going to keep respawning harder enemies for you to fight. So it needs to deem worthier opponents for you to take out. So just keep taking out as many enemies as you possibly can. The more you take out, the faster you're going to fill that bar up, the more you're going to fill that bar up. So we all wiped here. The recommended power here is 720. I was only 690, and I'm pretty sure maybe these guys are in the 700s, that around that range. So we can complete the activity if you are around 690 or so, 690 and up. You can complete the activity. It's just going to be pretty difficult, so just be patient, because this part right here, I kept getting I kept respawning and dying, respawning and dying. So we ended up getting through this activity after collecting those plates and just killing out all these knights and the enemies, and then we move on to the next encounter.
Knights have fallen. Call for fresh fodder. We must restock our larder.
Alright, here we go. We made it to the next encounter. So we'll rally this flag, we'll get this counter started, and then we'll go over what we need to do.
Your people have an ability to commune with powers that some might call magic. So too do the Hive.
So for this encounter, you're going to see these glowing lights on the floor. Basically, those are going to be souls that you need to collect. And then these other ones that are surrounded by the circle there, you need to slam the souls into. So the arc burn souls. So if you look at the one that we were just at, that's going to be one at the top of the room, and then there's one to the right and one to the left to slam the souls into. So basically, yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to go through, pick up those souls, slam them into the area that's lit, that's shooting the light from the center of it up into the air. That's the one that you want to slam the soul into. So, and doing that, you're going to spawn in harder enemies, a boss enemy to kill, and then that's going to fill up the meter for this encounter. So you just rinse and repeat that over and over and over again until the timer runs out. And then right there, you're going to see the soul right there. So you collect that, and you'll get that soul carrier buff with the counter on it. And you just want to look for an area that's lit up right there. So you see how the light's shooting from the center up, and then it's surrounded by that circle. That's where you're going to want to slam the Arcburn souls. So there's going to be one there, one to the left, and one to the right. And just rinse and repeat. Keep doing that until that timer hits 0, and then you can move on to the next activity.
Tomorrow is for reflection. Today is for glory.
Alright, so once this guy gets here, we'll start up this next activity. Alright, so on this encounter, what you're going to want to do is you're going to see these knights running around with the swords. If you played Escalation Protocol, there was the point in that activity where you had to kill the knights and take out the crystals, and the knights would spawn in and he would drop his sword. Or you can think of Crota if you played Destiny 1. So basically what you want to do is take the knight out, pick up the sword, and then you're going to want to use the sword to take the shields off of the harder enemies, the boss-like enemies, in order to do damage to them. And that's basically the gist of this encounter. So you're going to see here after we kill that knight, he's going to drop his sword. We'll turn around, we'll pick up that sword. Alright, so once we have the sword, we're going to want to take the shield off of this knight here so we can do damage to it. You're going to want to work in probably a group, or let your team know that you're taking the shield down so then they can all focus on this boss and kill him faster. I was in a match-made group, so we didn't really have any communication going on here, so we were just kind of doing it on the fly, but we were able to get the shields down and complete this encounter. So make sure you take the shields down on the ogre that is going to spawn in, because that's going to be pretty much the main boss that you want to really focus on. These little guys here, you want to make quick work of them, and then that's going to spawn in an ogre, and you're going to get a lot of points for taking the ogre down, and fill that bar up a lot quicker. So just do that, and you will be able to move on to the next encounter, Hemis.
What a show! Such finesse to your technique! Such style! I could watch you all day.
Alright, so we're moving on to the next encounter, the Mockery. We almost got the bar filled up, so that's pretty cool. I was super excited at this point. I was able to do this with just a match-made group. It was pretty forgiving, the activity. And on this one, so you're gonna be taking damage. You want to jump into this orb, and you're gonna kill these wizards here. And the wizards are gonna drop orbs of light. And basically, what you need to do is kind of like collecting the souls. Is you pick up the orb of light, you come back to where the bubble is, and you're gonna slam that orb of light into the crystal here, so it can collect the light. So right there, light recovered. So you're just going to recover that light, rinse and repeat, and finish filling up this bar here so we can get to the final boss. So get the orbs of light, come out of the bubble, kill these, and you can, and the same thing. There are going to be crystals on the top of the room, and then to the right and to the left of the room. made it to the final boss. So we're gonna go ahead and get this started. Rally the flag there. Alright, we're not gonna lose momentum because we're about to take this hammy down, hammies. But yeah, so this is the final boss. Big old Minotaur. So basically for the boss here, you're gonna want to kill these harpies here. And then once you kill those, you're gonna have this pool of light that you can stand in, and that's what you need to stand in to take the shield off of the Minotaur. Once you take the shield off the Minotaur, you can do damage to the Minotaur. You just want to be careful for these walls that spawn in. They're kind of staggered the way that they spawn in, but they are deletion walls, and basically you get hit with that wall, you are going to disappear as it demonstrated right there. So they do spawn in staggered, so you can jump in between them. There's areas to avoid them or to get around them, and then you just rinse and repeat. Once you pass this part, the harpies are gonna spawn again. You want to take them out, take the shield down off of the boss, do damage, rinse and repeat.
Was a delight. Claim your reward.
Boom, so that's gonna do it, guys, for this video. That's the Menagerie, and that's what to expect. I'm not sure if these things are going to be rotating or if they are going to be randomized when you come in. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work, but those are the 5 encounters that I went through to get to the final boss, and then the final boss and what to do to beat the final boss and get your rewards at the end of the Menagerie. It's a lot of fun. The Menagerie is very forgiving, so if you do wipe, you can spawn back in and complete it without any problems. I was able to do this with a pickup group, match made group, so there was no communication. So just get in there as long as you're 690 and above and enjoy. Have fun with it, man. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna be playing the crap out of it. So like always, guys, if this video and me deserve it, go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of Season of Opulence and the Menagerie. And as always, I appreciate you so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.